Hello, and welcome to... So we just died to the first stage of Chapter 4? But hey, no big deal. We'll just equip Kuro with this Memoria that gives attack and defense instead of attack and excel. We don't really need the excel since her single target Magia won't be useful against familiars anyway. With that, we beat the stage and... Right. So we just died against the second stage of Chapter 4. Okay, not a problem. Since Kuro is a glass cannon... glass slingshot? We'll equip her with a Memoria that boosts her attack more than usual, with the defense debuff as a penalty. Since her base defense is so low, the percent reduction will barely do anything. With this, we can finally... Okay, we get it! This is not going great. Now, you might think that Kuro's low stats are the problem, and they are an issue, but there's another issue I didn't anticipate, and it's obvious in hindsight. You may recall that we recruited an army of Irohas from zombie accounts at the beginning of this challenge. We had to do this because using a support unit is mandatory for almost every stage. Since the zombie Irohas are weak and have no potential to grow, there's no risk of them upstaging Kuro. Except... maybe they're a little too weak. You see, if we draw too many of Iroha's discs at one time, we effectively lose our turn. Sure, if the enemies only attack Iroha and knock her out, the fight can proceed as normal. But if they get even one cheap shot in against Kuro in the meantime, we might as well just give up right then. Even if Iroha gets a heal off, it's so weak that it hardly covers even a single hit's worth of damage. It is possible to progress, but we're completely at the mercy of the RNG. I guess that makes sense, since the basic familiars in this chapter are 70% stronger than those in the previous one. What is this difficulty curve? And if things are this bad now, it's going to be completely hopeless once we reach the Witch's Labyrinth. How can we make Kuro stronger? No, not yet. Not yet. If we have to use that now, it's basically an admission of defeat. But there must be something. Some way to make Kuro stronger that isn't a billable upgrade. In fact, there are two. For the first, we'll have to return to mirrors. I've deliberately avoided fighting any normal mirrors battles to keep our mirror layer low and opponents weak. Pro tip, if you fight against a mutual in an exhibition match, it will count towards the mirror battles for your daily missions, so you can still collect dailies while never increasing your mirror layer. Which is definitely something that anyone would ever want to do. We've been to mirrors once before, but this time we have Kuro at the helm. So get ready for some of the most intense, pulse-pounding action you've ever... Yeah, you know how this is gonna go. With all of these freshly minted mirror coins, we can purchase the magical formation Attribute Delta, Dark. And they are called magical formations. I'm not really sure what's so magical about standing a few feet to the left, or why we have to pay mirror coins to learn how to do that, but it does boost our dark attack by 15%, so maybe there is something to it. This is in contrast to the 10% attack and defense on the default Brave Echelon. It's not strictly better, just different, like changing between Memoria of the same rarity. That's why it's not considered an upgrade. With our extra damage in tow, we can finally... We're gonna have to level up Kuro. Kuro's level was never intended to be part of the upgrade system. Her level ups were just extra bits of power sprinkled in here and there to provide a more continuous sense of progress and growth than the more discrete end of chapter upgrades. However, this plan was always doomed to fail. Anyone who has played a gacha game before knows that leveling up from clearing stages doesn't last. According to my napkin math, even if we cleared the entirety of Arc 1, Kuro would only reach level 32 from stage experience alone. Mind you, you're supposed to reach level 100 by then. We would have to clear every stage in Arc 1 more than 10 times over if we wanted to do that. Since there are 10 chapters and 100 levels, we could roughly approximate an intended 10 levels per chapter. And there is some logic to that. If we interpret stage difficulty as intended level, then our current intended level is approximately 30. Thus, we give Kuro some experience gems to reach level 29 and give it another go. And while we run into a few hiccups, we pull through. Having finally escaped the introductory stages, we head into the Witch's Labyrinth. We know we've arrived when we meet one of her familiars. You know, the green finger guys. With the keys. You know, You're gonna make me say it. The Ekaterina. Apparently it's Russian. We reach the boss, and we obviously don't knock it out in one go, but I'm sure we can at least... Oh. That's... not that close. So... You remember how I said Kuro had to do most of the damage, right? Well, this is most of the damage, so it technically doesn't matter where we get the rest from, right? We're going to use Felicia's Magia. Her Magia debuffs the enemy's defense, and we get a 10% damage bonus from consecutive Magia usage on the same turn. That will probably do the trick. I think. Whew. Safely past the chapter's witch boss, we have our first run-in with Team Plasma. What? Us? No. They just stole Kuro's drip. That's all. And you know what they say, the sincerest form of imitation is flattery. Huh? Anyway. Pretty close, but for what was technically a 12-on-2 fight, that's actually not bad. We then head into the sewers where we encounter further resistance.
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Amane Tsukasa. Amane Tsukuyo.
Team
Magius.
Blast off at the speed of light!
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
Despite having the element of surprise, they still stomp us. So, we decide to do the second chapter of Kuro's personal story? I literally don't remember this, guys, but it's in the footage, so I guess that's what happened. Since the current stage difficulty is 36, we level Kuro to 35. One last thing we can try to make her stronger is to replace our default Brave Echelon formation with Eclipse Vanguard. This provides extra defense and HP regen to a Dark type in the front position. With this extra bulk, we can... As I was saying, we're replacing the default Brave Echelon with Mighty Echelon. They both give 10% attack to the center tile, but Mighty Echelon gives 5% damage cut instead of 10% defense. Since defense reduces damage by a flat amount, the damage cut is more useful for characters with low base defense, like Kuro. After a few more attempts on the Amane sisters, we managed to piece together a solid strategy and bring them down. Having beaten the Amane sisters, we then battle the Amane sisters, using the same tactics as before. After defeating the Amane sisters, we then fight the Amane sisters. After clearing the Amane sisters, our next opponent is the Amane sisters. Yeah, there's a lot of Amane sisters fights in this chapter. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I didn't even remember that last one.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
Amane 1, 2, 3, and 5 are the same, with 6 having marginally higher stats. Fight 4 is the interesting one, as Tsukuyo starts the battle with her Doppel pre-charged. Fortunately, we can just knock her out on the first turn to...
異論は認めません。
Oh, very funny, very funny. Okay, let's try this again. After beating the Amane sisters, we beat the Amane sisters one more time before Kyoko helps us with some owl familiars.
行くぞ。こうなる。しょうがね。始めるか。じゃあ、おい、行くぞ。消えて。
Leading up to the shoe. What? Cup? I mean, yeah, a Rhyton is a cup, but like, kind of looks like a shoe, right? Naturally, we get destroyed. Since the fight has a stage difficulty of 38, we put a couple extra levels into Kuro and regroup. After several more attempts, we narrowly clear the first stage and ready our strategy again for round 2. The second fight is a bit more health, and we have little room to get stronger before beating it, so let's hope this does the trick! Yes! Finally! The moment you've all been waiting for. 4-star Memoria. Heading down to the Legacy Memoria shop, we pick up one of the all-time classics, Knight. One of the first Memoria to feature an unconditional 25% attack buff, this effect would go on to become a staple of high-level teams. In addition to attack, it also boosts charged attack damage, and has flat attack equal to 60% of Kuro's base attack. With this extra firepower, we'll have no problem clearing...
今なら
Oh, come on! Looks like Kuro isn't the only one who's getting an upgrade today. As Kuro gets stronger, the maximum allowed strength of her allies also increases, so let's make these teammates just a little less useless. Iroha gets her Destiny Gems from the story, so if we have them, they're fair game. We'll increase Tsuruno and Yachiyo's defenses by setting materials, but not give them any damage bonuses. With Iroha packing an extra damage debuff, we finally defeat the Amane sisters once and for all. Until the next chapter anyway.
頼むよ行くよコナン聞いて
After sweeping the denouement, it's time for some more upgrades.
私も本当の笑顔
Whew, that was a close one. With Kuro approaching her maximum level and no additional Memoria upgrades, we're running out of easy options. However, the difficulty curve mellows out a bit for the next few chapters, so we're not out of the running yet. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time!